Hey, I basically disappeared for a year, but before then I also disappeared for a year. And that is with reason, life has been hectic. Um, so yeah, I'm sorry. Okay, wait, last year, the whole year I wasn't present because the last time I posted was my third year final exam, and then I never posted for an entire year, and then I posted my documentary video for my fourth year body of work, and then afterwards I disappeared, and I posted my year-end body of work video around this time of the year because that's when the exhibition was. I, I didn't have confidence to sort of like show my work in progress, especially during fourth year, because scary times and so many things went wrong. So yeah, we're gonna reflect on that actually. Yeah, so today's video, we are going to reflect on how fourth year was, and you know what, it's a year later, and I think I can look at things at a different perspective than if I maybe did this video immediately after I finished fourth year, because my aim for fourth year was literally just, I think I didn't put as much importance in, was to create a body of work that truly encompasses who I am and what I'm trying to say, and include things that I like within that body of work and really let it blossom, Insert clip of me graduating.
Themba Mhlapo.
Yeah, I was there, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is such a great moment. And in that moment in time, I felt like, oh my gosh, I've achieved one of my biggest life goals, achievements of all time, which is to graduate, because school's hard. I mean, getting a university degree is hard. So yeah, but yeah, I think I'd gotten over that after graduation, and I'd sort of almost forgotten about my fine arts degree things, because currently now I'm currently doing my PGCE also at University of Pretoria, and yeah, it's been a lot. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a lot, because it's just a lot. It's a lot of it's easy work, but it's a lot of things to type. Like right now, I currently am typing an academic paper. That's what it says, but it's like 10 to 12 pages. In 2 weeks, well, not 2 weeks, like less than 2 weeks, because I actually started on Wednesday. So that's very nerve-wracking. But yeah, this year has been a lot. I did my teaching pracs at my old high school, and I did my teaching pracs also at another neighboring school within my hometown, Witbank. And yeah, it was an experience. It really was an experience. Where was I? Okay, so I wasn't focusing on, I was like, my mind was over fourth year. I was done hyperfixating over fourth year until we had a conversation. We had a conversation in our art education methodology class, and about our year, our artwork that we're making for PGCE, and how it links to our work during our fine arts years, and how we finally doing what we want to do instead of conforming to what the lecturers want, type of thing. And things like, oh, it's just an expansion of what I'm doing because I'm so used to doing this. So we were discussing that, and then the thing of external markers, because we had external markers as well from other universities, who came and checked out our stuff and gave us marks for our final exam. So that came up, and the feedback that they gave us, there was feedback that they gave us, which also at that moment in time when I saw it, because I was so sad that I didn't pass the distinction, I didn't want to read it. But then now I'm reading it. I'm going to read it to you guys. New lens on what this yeah. By the way, I have my laptop here so that I can read. This was sent 14 December last year. So this was like literally already within like holidays. So here we go. Dear Timber, the statement reads well, although I am somewhat concerned in the lack of personal voice. Now, you know, the interesting thing about that is within a fine arts context, I don't know why, but I always thought like you had to write like artist statements with an overarching artist statement where it like encompasses, and it's not like saturated to like your own experience. Yeah, I always expanded further than just how I felt about my experience, and I think for the whole year that year I was so hyperfixated on making people understand what this body of work was, rather than telling my story and really like honing in who I am and why I'm doing this and why I chose to do this specific body of work, you know. I was in, oh, I have to make this relatable to everyone, and then I completely lost track of actually being an individual with a personal voice. Anyway, the candidate engages with the subject in a way that is very much needed, is relevant, and fresh in that it is polemical. Okay, I'm gonna have to search what that word means, and then I'll attach a screenshot. So, expressing or constituting a strongly critical attack or controversial opinion on someone or something. That is so interesting, because oh, I read that wrong. That is non-polemical. Okay, how do we pronounce this word? Come on, Google. You can do this.
Polemical.
Polemical. That is non-polemical. So, which is what I wanted. Yes. That's why I'm saying so interesting when I misinterpreted it, because what I actually wanted from the body of work is to not be read as some sort of like attack or like something that's like rough, you know. I don't want to show like the, you know, like in my art. If you didn't watch the video, go watch the video. I'm probably gonna put it here now. It's gonna pop up. Okay. If you haven't watched the video and you don't want to watch the video, I'll quickly explain. So my body of work was about queerness, particularly my experiences of queerness, yeah, I didn't want it to be like, you know, because queer people do go through a lot of bad things. Like, queer people also do go through a lot of good memorial things. Being queer is not solely about struggle and trying to fit in and all that stuff. It's about being present within your identity as well, you know, not erasing that part, that polemical part of queerness, but you know, it also includes that sort of like nuanced lens and how I view queerness, as well as this like sense of freedom and sense of like really, you know. But anyway, yeah, I like that. Okay, period. This not a question of picking up on presenting or challenging stigma, but actualizing a lived reality. This is appreciated. The exhibition, however, is a little thin. You know what? I will admit the exhibition was very thin in terms of like the amount of works that were there. I will like say that, you know, because initially I had so many works. I had so many works, but at the same time I had so many like different works as well. So it was very difficult to choose like artworks that I could put in the end, because I literally started working from day one when we got into our studios until like towards the last few days of like setting up. So a lot of the work that I did in like first quarter, second quarter is way different from work that I did in third quarter and fourth quarter towards the exhibition, you know. So and at that time, you know, I wanted to tell a very specific story, you know, towards the end. So like I had to exclude some artworks, I had to include some artworks. So yeah, just so that it can be read as a non-polemical body of work that doesn't challenge stigma but actualizes a lived reality. The bean sorting video is very engaging and perhaps the strongest work there. My bean sorting video, that in all honesty is the artwork that I spent the most time with, in terms of like actually conceptualizing it and actually like getting it to a point where it was, simply because it was an idea that I came up with when I was at the end of third year, and it was December holidays and I was sitting with my mom, you know, and we were speaking about, you know, just like what I'm gonna do in fourth year, the type of things that I'm gonna do. And I jokingly said, you know what, because I used to sort beans, I'm gonna sort like a huge bag of beans, and that would be my artwork for the whole year. And then my mom was like, no, don't do that. Okay, and then I was like, okay, no, I'll just do a little bit, you know, I'll just sort a little bit and then document that, and then that would be the artwork rather than sorting like an uncountable amount of beans. And I think it shows, and I think that's why they considered it to be the strongest work there. Visual allusions to home do not carry through as well, but in the video submission, the impact is felt through the relatability of the two individuals coming together to make the wooden structure. Okay, so let's go back to the first bit of that sentence. Visual allusions to home do not carry through as well in the exhibition now. That is solely because I was on a tight budget, you guys. I am not even gonna lie. Like, so in my fourth year, I was supposed to be funded, but then I lost my funding, like my funding for my studies and like what's this, stipend and like, you know, allowances and all that stuff from the government, and I got unfunded. And yeah, no, I even had to take up a job as a teaching assistant at the university just so that I can actually like get money to buy art supplies and food, but mostly food, because like, you know, like the girls gotta eat. I remember that week and a half of exhibition, and I set up my artworks like literally in like 2.5 days. And then on the third day, I looked at it and I was like, this is not enough. Like I literally told myself, like I'm not gonna lie, that exhibition is a little thin. I told myself even before the markers came in, you know. And I was like, how am I gonna fill this? You know, and then with literally my last money, guys, I kid you not, with my last money, I went to a haberdashery and I bought 2 meters of brown cloth, and then I cut it up in the middle, and then I hung it on the windows to sort of like allude to a curtain. Because essentially that's all I could do at that moment in time. Like I literally did not have any funds. I just didn't have money to actually make it more lively and like more homey and just, you know, so it is what it is. But in the video submission, the impact is felt through the relatability of the two individuals coming together to make the wooden structure. So those two individuals is me and my dad when we made this artwork. Yeah, I had taken the video to put it in my video docu that is on the channel, the video just before. This project is like the second paragraph now. I think, yeah, it was like a compliment sandwich, I feel. Because they're like, this is appreciated. And then they're like, it's a little thin. And then they're like, this is the strongest work. And then they're like, here's the red soil. This doesn't carry home as well. It doesn't allude to home as well. And then they're like, oh, but in the video it was, you know? So it's just like a compliment Dagwood. Compliment Dagwood there, you know? But anyway, this is the second paragraph. I'm guessing these are like the two different, because there were two different lecturers. So I'm guessing the first paragraph is from the first lecturer, and then the second paragraph is from the second lecturer. So okay, second paragraph. Hope maybe second lecturer or second guest marker, external marker. This project seeks to challenge the heteronormative expectations and practices projected on to the student by society and his family. That's true. It looks to his supportive relationship with his grandmother as an entry point to reimagining an alternative familial heritage for the gay black body. Yes, that is very true. The presentation is quite lean. Yes, lean as in like it is like thin, as in like doesn't have fat to the meats, to the bones. It's literally thin. I know. The presentation is quite lean, but within this are some strong works. I found Tula Baba, Tula Sana particularly poignant as the candidate. They found I'll attach it, my wooden baby, my bean baby, and the photographs that of the baby. They found them poignant as I, playing the role of the artist, violently and very physically chopped away at a large piece of wood that is ultimately performed as the baby. I had little like QR codes for like things that were expanded and couldn't be viewed just like with in person, but I really wanted this bean sorting video to be in person, so that's why I put in person. So for the wooden baby, I put a QR code, and it's basically like 30-minute long video of me just like violently carving this piece of wood and going into labor for this piece of wood. I actually said in my artist statement for this artwork. Wait, I'm so excited. The said thing is the wrong word, maybe. My baby, the one I went to labor for, and I don't know, it's like a play on words, you know, like labor, like giving birth, and like labor, like working hard to create something. I cooked. This violent birthing that is then lovingly nurtured speaks to the contradictory desires and expectations experienced by this candidate and others. Exactly what I wanted to say. The presentation video, so my docu video, revealed much of the context of the production, including the production of 264, which is the one that I made with my dad, where the candidate was instructed by his father how to construct a roof truss. I found this a very strong work, as it both co-opts and subverts the passing down of stereotypically patriarchal skills. I did not think that 264 was a very strong work. So, yeah. And reflects on what it means to create a home within the black tape outline of an imagined space. Exactly, yes. I wanted to and then it expands to like the rest of the exhibition where it's like the inside. The candidate works well through video and performance, and while I appreciate the intention behind including the residue of aspects of the performances, I feel that less material needed to be in the final presentation. The videos alone may have been sufficient, which is very strange. Very, very strange. Because essentially, my plan when I was going into 4th year, I wanted to be a performance artist. I'm literally doing only performance. I'm only performing. It's gonna be a bunch of videos. I'm only performing. I was looking at everyone. Everyone was making paintings and sculptures and all these things, and I was like, where in me? Like, what am I going to do? Type of thing, So I added like installation aspects and like residues of the performances. I think had I focused more on creating solely performance videos and having like screens of videos on the when it's like the exhibition, I think I would have probably, I'm not even like banking on this, I probably would have done better, because then I wouldn't have to set up a home environment and then it not carrying through as well, so yeah, it's very interesting. And I do kind of agree with what these people were saying. Like, that's how I also felt as well. That's how I felt as well. It's really reassuring to know that me just going into that realm only is sufficient enough. And I knew I wasn't really as strong in other aspects of like art making. Now that as I said, like, if I were to do this video last year, after I'd gotten this and after I'd done with everything, I was done with everything and I'd gotten my marks and everything, I probably wouldn't have looked at it in this way. But after sitting, letting it sit and coming back to it and reading it after a while, it made me realize that, you know what? That's why these people are professionals. That's why they have the qualifications that they have. Because they can see these things and I'm just glad I looked at it now. Then plans for the future. I don't know, I feel like because I'm doing my PGCE and basically studying towards becoming a teacher, I don't have as many opportunities to make art anymore, and I feel like I won't have as many opportunities to make art as I did before, especially coming from a fine arts degree. Literally, you're studying and making art. You're making art to get marks, so you're always constantly creating. Whereas now, creating is very limited. It's very stagnant. It's very stationary. It's not moving. And I'm very scared about that. This is me being vulnerable. Ooh, time to be vulnerable. I'm very scared of the fact that I'm not going to be creating or that I've already started not creating as much, and I'm not going to be creating as much for quite some time in my life. Well, at least until I get settled into teaching and all that stuff. So yeah, very, very scary. Very, very scary. Very, very scary. But hopefully that doesn't last for too long, and I can actually go back to making and just, being an artist. Guys, I don't know how to end this video, so I'm just gonna say thank you so much for watching the video. Thank you so much for watching the video. And thank you for being there for my art journey. Even though the amount of videos in this YouTube channel is a little thin and quite lean. I think for what it's worth, I really appreciate each and every person who sticks through and has stuck through me posting videos in little increments. and all the positive comments and the likes. You know what? iPad. When I catch you Apple for selling storage, you. Anyway, as I was saying, I'm very grateful for everyone like positive comments and the likes, and everyone who's like asking about my journey and asking how they can like also start their journey into art. I really loved helping out so many people with, I think 2 of my videos were about like my experience and how to apply and like portfolios, submissions, and all that stuff. So I'm really glad that I could help the people that I helped, and even like on on Instagram, because I left my Instagram username on like my channel, and like people have been DMing me on Instagram saying, hi, so how do I apply for this? How do I look at my portfolio? How do I do this? How do I do that? How do I do that? So like I'm so glad I could help you guys. Like I kid you not, literally last year. So last year I was, as I was saying, I was working as a teaching assistant, and one of the days I was actually working in reception to intake people to go to the interview and the drawing test for BA Fine Arts Extended Program, which is a new program offered by University of Pretoria. Maybe I should make a video about that. Okay, I'll make a video about that. Because now it's in its second year of implementation, so I'm guessing it went well. So yeah. So one of the people who came for their drawing test and in-person interview, when they came to the reception table, they're like, oh yeah, by the way, thank you for your videos. I watched your videos, and now I'm here for my interview, Like, oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, so like, you see, like, it's moments like that where like, like I'm very, like, it's heartwarming. So I really do appreciate it. But anyway, thank you so much for watching this video and literally watching me yap. Okay, goodbye y'all. I don't know when I'll see you. Probably with the extended program video that I'll make at some point. Not now, but at some point. But yeah, bye.
Themba Nhlapo.